All right, good morning. How's everybody doing? It is Tuesday, March 18th, 2025. My name's Joseph. It's 11:15 in the morning. Joseph Haley here, chilling out. We're going to learn some Ableton Live tricks. The very fundamental favorite trick of mine in Ableton is this trick with beat repeat. So I'm going to teach everyone my beat repeat trick that I've learned. I think this comes from John Margile's Power for Ableton Live book. So if you want to read the technique more in depth, you could do that as well. So thank you, John Margiles, for all you do, the books you write, everything in the Ableton community. This channel is dedicated to teaching music and teaching theory and teaching ideas. I know a lot of times I'm teaching on hardware. This is a trick that I use on everything, hardware, software, everywhere. And I'm going to show you it today. Hopefully it's very quick and very easy so that once you're done watching the stream, you can jump off and jump onto your Ableton Live and make this happen. So let's see what goes down. You ready? So I got a two-step song. And there's a 303 riff. There's a piano. Right? And that's it. So super simple. This outside channel is me talking on the microphone. And I did have another beat here that's just super simple. It's just break beats. So yeah. So we got a couple different beats. Now, the trick I'm going to show you first is how to use beat repeat and make it a audio catcher. And this is making, This is making the most common, drum catcher that I could ever teach anyone. And again, I learned this from the Power Ableton Live book, so this comes right from there. We're going to take a beat repeat and we put on the drums, that loop I have, and you're going to set grid to 1 bar, and you're going to set gate to 1 bar, and we're going to set it to insert. If you hit shift comma, yeah, you can see, but it's called insert mode. So those are the 3 changes we need to do. So down here in beat repeat, it's grid, it's gate, and it's do it as an insert. All right, so what happens now is I'm going to isolate these drums, and we're going to notice that as the drums are running, if you turn the grid, it's literally going to catch the audio. That's what it's every half beat. And now it just lets it pass through, right? So it is literally audio catching. All right, so you set one of these up, and I always say save it. And that's the first thing you do. We're going to call this audio catcher because that's what it is. It's like a sound catcher. So audio catcher, and I hit enter. And then the next effect we're going to want to bring into this is LFO. So you're going to go to modulators, and you're going to say LFO. And there's a couple things in this setup. I always turn the rate to the time grid, and I set it to 1/2 or 1/3. And then I set the waveform to random. And then we're going to say map, and we're going to map this to the grid. All right, so now when I play this drum beat, let's see what it does. It's going to catch it. Just catches it at random, right? Now, again, this is audio catching in real time. It's with beat repeat. And we've mapped an LFO at random waveform to the grid. All right. The next trick now I'm going to do is I'm going to get a delay. So go to audio effects and you grab a delay. And we're going to unlink the delay and set feedback and dry wet to 30%. Okay, so super simple. And now what it's going to sound like. Okay, so sometimes it works good, sometimes it messes up. This is an idea starter, okay? This is why I'm teaching it. All right, so 3 things. We did a beat repeat, we did an LFO, and we did a delay. And so what you do is you grab the first effect and you hit Command A or Control A if you're on a PC, select all, and then it's Command G, Control G. Make it a group. Now within this group, you have a button over here on the very far left. It's called the macro button. And if you do it, it's next to the power button in the audio effects rack. We want to map a couple things now to these macros if we wanted. Now, you can choose anything you want. The first two I do is the feedback and the dry wet to 7 and 8. Okay. And that's like just on the delay. And I'll make it the same color. Let's say I pick this blue. And I know they're the same effect. And then the LFO, I'm going to do the rate to number 1, the depth to number 2, and the offset to number 3. And then I'm going to make these all the same color as well. So let's say I make them red. Right. And now the other thing you could do is you could mess with something else, but I like it this basic. Like I literally like it this simple. And now I recommend saving the rack. So there's a little disc right here. You hit the disc and you save it. And I'm going to call this Joseph Audio Catcher Special. All right, so there we go. We got a rack that catches stuff. And now, right, I'm going to move this to the piano line, and I'm going to show you guys my trick. So literally, I recorded on the piano, very simple piano line. It's going to sound. That's it, okay? And there's a 303. It's like a super simple track, right? But now I'm going to turn that repeat catcher on for the rack on the piano, and we're going to listen to the difference now. Let's see what happens. Not too crazy, right? Now, if you use the offset, watch what starts kind of happening. Going to get glitchier, right? So the secret here is the offset to me is kind of like the most fun kind of change thing. And if you move offset to like -100, it might be a little too crazy because, yeah, it's going to glitch a lot more, right? You also can do variations. You can offset it within the audio catcher too. But right now I wanted to show you like the very, very most basic way that I do this. And it becomes my secret weapon. Okay, now this is like a 2-step house thing. I'm gonna hit save, and I'm just gonna save this right now as 2-step, and I'm gonna save it in my Ableton files 2025. All right, and I'm gonna open a new project. So just to prove this trick again. So. And here I am. I came back. I didn't leave you. There's a little reverb. Sorry, I'm going to make sure the reverb doesn't make me sound like I'm in this weird cave. And so here I am back in the track. And I'm going to make an ambient song for you guys right away, like one of my ambient tricks. I'm going to put this down to 60 beats per minute. I'm going to make a kick drum track right here. So the most basic drums, boom. I'm going to say kick drum. And I literally just want like a steady kick. And I'm going to make it 4 on the floor. And remember, I have other devices MIDI'd in, and I'm just going to turn those off. Sorry about that. All right. So here's my kick drum, right? And the kick drum is just going to be super simple. And I'm going to get a filter on that kick. So audio filter. Yeah, audio filter. So now I'm just going to, right? And I'm going to put a slight delay on this kick drum because I'm just making a very soft motion of rhythm. I don't want it to be too dominant. I just want it to be kind of there. Right? So we got this rhythm. And then again, I'm going to just pick up a piano or something. And I'm showing you guys this trick in real time. So I did not plan this track. I'm not, this is just me showing you literally how I make the easiest sound design that I can, right? And I'm going to pick like an electric piano, right? So we go electric piano. And, right, super easy. And I'm going to get ready. 1, 2, 3, 4. see, super simple, right? I'm going to lower it a little bit. Now we're going to go get the rack we made. Okay, so I made this crazy rack, LFO repeat. That's the one I made a little while ago, right? I mean, see what it does already, right? And now I'm going to work on my bass line. And let's see. Right? And so I got a couple sounds I really like. Let's see. I really like this. So let's see. Right, get ready and note. Okay, so I messed up a little there, but that's all right. And I'm going to use that same effect. Watch this. This is going to be crazy. I'm going to use that same thing on the pad now. I usually turn this into what I said, the bed of my tracks, right? So it sounds like things are constantly kind of changing. I played very simple, right? Real simple things. And this is that idea, you know, you want it to be real easy for you to make music, right? You don't want to spend hours messing around. So I'm going to add my next sound, which is a grand piano, right? And now I'm just going to add a little bit of normal delay. I'm not going to glitch this one out this time. This is going to be our normal kind of thing, I would call it, like our melody line. So let's get ready. So I'm going to start, 2, 3, here we go. All right, now that first chord was a little too low. That's okay. You know, you don't have to get crazy. You can select that, and you can shift up. So now it would sound more like this. Right, a little bit better, right? But notice that these glitch tracks kind of run on their own, okay? And the positively cool thing that you'll notice anytime you practice this technique, because I'm going to stop now. I've talked enough. The track will never play the same. All right, so this is LFO beat repeat delay. This is making it a group, and this is basically my favorite kind of glitched out track vibe. I've been doing this for a long time, so hopefully you can repeat the trick. And if anybody wants to leave a comment or learn how to make it in depth or wants me to share a copy of it, you know, you could always email me or reach out or make a comment on the channel, and I can always share this with you. But I make a lot of different styles of music, and lately I've been a lot more into ambient, right? And this seems to help me take a very simple structure, you know, and stretch it out because it changes all the time and randomly. And sometimes to the human mind, it's very interesting when something does not repeat, okay? And so this has a very low chance of repeating, though it sounds the same. The other thing we could do is we could be randomly changing like delay times. We could be, you know, changing this variation thing that's inside a beat repeat as well. So don't leave out, there's definitely other ways to do it. You could also change mix to insert to gate. You could change the way that it mixes with the audio that's incoming. And I would recommend to try to play around with this as much as you can, because the more you explore this and get really good at using the plugin and and expanding on it and making it your own and more unique, you may put a reverb in it. You may put a phaser with it. You may add filters or something else. And I highly recommend putting filters somewhere in this chain. But for right now, I wanted it this simple. Hopefully everybody's having a good Tuesday. It's March 18th, 2025. My name's Joseph Haley. I always appreciate anyone watching the channel or checking out any of the videos that I post. And this is my number one Ableton secret weapon for my sound design. So hopefully you can take this trick and use it in your own music and explore. And hopefully everybody's having a good Tuesday. So have a great day. Do good in the world. And I'll talk to everybody sometime soon. Alrighty, take care.